Hello, welcome back to Brit Reviews It All, and I'm going to be discussing Basketball Wives. This is season 10, episode 2. So we are getting into episode 2. So they start off picking up from where Malaysia and Brandy were having a discussion. They were, pretty much trying to see if they could, work out or discuss, what's been going on with their friendship and whatnot. That conversation, it wasn't about to go anywhere at that time because first off, the energy that was brought into the conversation, they were not in a good mental space to have a really good, meaningful conversation. Brandy, you can tell, and it is coming through the screen that she is so angry and so hurt behind the falling out. I still don't know what that is. I'm gonna try to look it up and see if I can go back and see. But they're pretty much picking up from that. Sorry, y'all. I kept hearing some noises, so I had to get up and go see what that was. Okay, because it's supposed to just be me in here by myself. So I ain't trying to get caught off guard like that. But let me continue. So it's just too much hurt and too much anger there for them to have a really meaningful conversation. Brandy basically, regardless of what Malaysia says, she feels the way she feels. She thinks that, Malaysia is just not knew about her father's passing, and still, even after finding out that her father passed away, she's saying, you still didn't reach out even when I did tell you. But I'm just like, okay, so Brandy, I get where she's coming from, but I think that from Malaysia's point of view, she's basically like, I already know that there's a lot of bad energy there. I already know that she is a lot of anger. It just pretty much seems that she's just still just more kind of like keeping her distance from dealing with Brandy at that time. I don't really know what more Brandy is asking for. So the conversation just didn't go anywhere. So they ended up just getting up and walking off their separate ways. And then even then when they were sitting down, everybody's just pretty much looking at them. It's awkward at this point because that they literally just, it's a lot of tension between the two of them. So even when Malaysia goes out to the side with Jennifer, and she's pretty much just asking her like, are you okay? Malaysia was holding that in so much. You can tell that she was trying not to break down, trying to hold it together. Maybe she didn't want Brandy to see that she was getting a reaction out of her. That's what I personally feel. Or she just didn't want that to let anybody see her have any type of reaction to what Brandy was trying to get out of her. Brandy, on the other hand, she's off on the side. I think she was with Brooke, and they were just basically asking her the same thing, like, are you okay? And Brandy immediately has the reaction. You can tell, like I said, it's a lot of anger there, and it's terrible to see, especially with them having been friends for 14-15 years. That sucks, but people do grow, and sometimes you lose old friends and you make new ones, and it happens in life regardless of how one party may feel. The other one may not be on the same wave, and they just don't want it no more. But anyway, so they move on to the next thing. So they're coming in, bringing in Brooke, basically finally addressing that Brooke has returned to Basketball Wives. If you have been a fan of Basketball Wives since the beginning, you will know that Brooke was one of the originals, along with Malaysia. She's been there, so she's coming back in. She's saying, I've been real chill. She's married now, playing mommy wife role, and that's all she's been doing. But now she's stepping back out. So they're pretty much like, okay, we know how the old Brooke was, but how is this Brooke now? She's saying, letting us know she doesn't know how she's going to react to anything. So we will see what happens with that. Brooke has Brandy meet her at a tattoo piercing shop. The whole time that they're in that scene, I'm really trying to put together, okay, what is she going in there to have done? Come to find out, she decides she wants to get her boobs pierced, her nipples. Um, a lot of people are doing that these days, but I mean, hey, if that's what she wants to do, you have at it. You know, that's her body. She do what she want with it. Now, as the friend, would I have wanted you to invite me? Um, no, I wouldn't have wanted to see that, especially if just getting to know each other. Definitely, that's not something that I would be into. But apparently, Brandy was down with it. She wanted to see the whole process, and that was a lot. They blurred it out. I didn't want to see it no way. Anyway, moving on, she lets us know that she is planning a birthday party for herself. She's going to invite all of the ladies. Um, let's see. They move on from that. You know, it was just a little quick, little cute little scene. So then they come in and they have Rock and Angel, Duffey and her husband. They meet up to have a dinner at Angel's house. That whole scene was just weird and uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable for me as the viewer, only because I'm looking at it from the perspective of Duffey and her spouse, or fiance, because they're not married yet. The fact that they were sitting there and it was like a weird energy between Angel and Rock, that was like too much. I mean, if y'all had just had an argument and you knew that the whole energy was off between the two of you, go ahead and text your friend and let them know, like, hey, right now we need to cancel because me and old boy, we not on good terms right now, and I don't even want y'all coming over here and even putting this bad energy out there and spreading it through y'all, and now bringing y'all into our drama. No, thank you. I would have much rather you just text me and told me that, and we just move along and we'll reschedule. Because and Duffey said it. She said that was like really awkward. Like, why would y'all have him come over to your house like that? They go over into Duffey, where we're getting reintroduced to her again. She's not a newbie. She's been there before for the LA vibe. The LA franchise. Let me correct myself. So she lets us know that when it came to DJing, she pretty much taught herself. She went on YouTube. She did the research. She went in and she put in the work to get to the level that she's at right now. I did not know that Duffey was the official DJ for French Montana, so that's pretty awesome. But she said that they are not only it wasn't just business, like they actually knew each other, and he gave her an opportunity and it went on from there. So her and her husband, they are fiance. They are pretty much discussing about her going back to work. Apparently, the pandemic forced her to have to sit out, so she wasn't able to work at all. But throughout that, with them having the baby, he's pretty much was saying, they were in discussion of her completely just retiring from DJing and her just being a stay-at-home mom. But for her, now that things have opened back up, French Montana's made it clear he's ready to get back out there, get back to work, ready to reel her back in. And just even her doing DJing Jackie's wedding reception, she was just like, man, she missed working, she missed DJing. She feels like she hasn't really fulfilled that part of her life. She still wants to put in some more work to achieve some more goals with that. Understandable. But he has pretty much made it clear he wants her at home. We'll see what happens with that. So pretty much that's going to be her storyline, a part of her storyline for this season. They move on. They bring in Malaysia. Most of us are not new to Zell. He's been around in different shows. Love and Hip Hop. He's been on there. I was not aware that him, Malaysia, he's even cool with Duffey. And then, is it just me, or did y'all notice that Malaysia also said friends with Brandi? as well when she was saying who he was, associated with and how they knew him, how she knew him. Now, just going back, Malaysia continued to say that they did not have mutual friends, but clearly y'all do. And she's, just basically saying that's how she knew him. So they were just sitting down, hanging out, talking and everything. Malaysia, she is starting to open up even more about everything that she has going on. I mean, she's basically like, she just doesn't have the energy to just keep dealing with the BS because she has her own things going on. She's really a single mom out here trying to raise 3 children. The father is well and alive and working. He's a coach for a basketball team, and doesn't. And from her words, he doesn't financially contribute to the children. So it's really more. It's really just her. She says she deals with depression, and I mean, she just had a full blown breakdown right in front of the camera. So I hate to hear that for her, but for TV purposes, it is actually great to be able to, for her to let us in and really get an understanding of what she deals with on a day to day. So that's, just opening up. They move on. They have it where the ladies are meeting up at a salon. They're getting their makeup done, their hair done, and all of that. Malaysia is not present. That was really cute. Brooke comes in. I mean, with the little money gun and all of that. So that was interesting. But I'm seeing that they keep bringing up Malaysia's name. And it's like, it seems like all of the other ladies, they're getting along. The only thing that they keep pushing is that it is Brandi and Malaysia's relationship that is the only bit of friction that they have going on in their collective group at the moment. And then Brandi, here she comes. That's why I said she's just really angry with this girl, but she really still wants that friendship because she was just like, oh no, I love Malaysia. And it's just like, okay, ma'am, be clear about your feelings when pertaining to Malaysia. You may be angry with her and all of these things, but be clear and just say it. You do miss your friendship with her. But then also accept it that she may not want to continue in that friendship with you. And you just have to accept it and move on and quit going back and forth about it. Let it go. They move on. They show us Angel just reintroducing her as well. She is not new. She has been on Basketball Wives before. She just really, it was really good to see the growth in her business. She let us know she does design for a lot of people. She did some name dropping on this episode, but that's okay. So make sure you promote your business. Continue to promote your business. She even said that she was they wanted to go ahead and get everything lined up for Doja Cat's performances, or I believe she was getting ready, prepared for a concert or a show. She was a name dropping on this episode, but she basically saying, it's time for her to get back more into her business and what she has going on, and not give too much to the thing with that relationship that she has going on with Rock. I mean, you hate to hear it, you hate to see it, but if it's good for her and her children, so be it. If it's not good for her and her children, leave it alone. So now they have British and Duffey meeting up for drinks. I keep hearing the 1942 Don Julio swarming around coming out of the lady's mouth. So I'm like, is that the drink? Is that the tequila for for that time or something like that? Or is that what it is out there in LA? That's what everybody's drinking when it comes to the tequila. They sit down, they get them a drink, they take a shot. I love to see what they're going to do with that. Their friendship is building. They said that they had just met at Jackie's wedding, and they are working on building a friendship. So it would be really cool to just, see how that goes. I'm not new to British. She's not new to Basketball Wives, so she has returned. It would be interesting to see what happens with her storyline. She does have some things that we would love to know about. And then Duffey, she brings up Malaysia and Brandi, just basically saying how she she thinks that if Malaysia gives the green light for Brandi and her to make up and kick back up their friendship again, that Brandi pretty much is gonna just kind of push everybody else to the side, and it's gonna be the Malaysia&Brandi show. Um, we see why Duffey felt some type is feeling some type of way about that and has questions about it, because apparently this has happened before. Malaysia didn't really want. We saw a clip where Malaysia basically was saying she didn't really care for Duffey at that time, um, but Brandi was creating a friendship with her. So we'll see what happens with that. They move on. They get on to the dinner for Brooke's birthday. Everybody shows up. Everybody looks beautiful. They look great. Good energy. Brooke, everybody goes to go sit down. Brooke comes in with her husband. They look good, coordinated, looking great. And so they have their seats. I wasn't expecting for it to be where it was where at the table where it was everybody plus her husband, and it looked like it was some other people, but just for the sake of filming that dinner, but she included everybody. And then they, of course, wanted to put it out there that Malaysia wasn't there. Brooke was definitely bothered by it, but we do note that from history, Brooke and Malaysia, they kind of weren't on good terms, but we will see what's going to happen with that. I think Brooke is definitely going to be offended that Malaysia wasn't there. And then here comes Brandi chiming in. Well, maybe Malaysia this. Well, maybe Malaysia that. Well, we don't know. And it's like, ma'am, ain't nobody asked you to be stepping in and saying nothing about Malaysia. Have you talked to her lately? For according to the both of you, y'all are not friends right now. Y'all not on good terms. So we don't nobody need you to be her spokeswoman. Like, cool it. And then of course, here comes Duffey, because she keeps getting on Brandi about it, and apparently is starting to get on Brandi's nerve. Now, I do appreciate that Brandi, instead of just flashing out on her, she actually did a grown woman move and just asked her, hey, can I go talk to you for a second? Pulled her to the side, and they addressed the situation, came to a good understanding, and they let it go. Duffey made sure to, pretty much communicate why she kept doing certain things, and then Brandi, of course, made sure to just let her know, like, hey, okay, this is, you're irking my nerves with this. Could you please stop doing the whole best friend thing when it comes to Malaysia? So that was handled. They did really good with that. It didn't blow up in the way that it could have, and that's good. We don't want no problems. Now we see through the dinner that Rock keeps calling Angel. I'm trying to keep in it because it is a reality TV show, but that call seems so fake to me. Have him to call her and say, he could do a little better on his acting skills when it came to that particular moment, but that was Angel's exit stage left. She had to go. But it was like, dang girl, you just get there, but we don't know how long they had been there already. But the way that they showed us on the screen, Angel wasn't there for too long for them to even start getting the appetizers, no nothing. But so she left. And then let's see, the dinner. Obviously it went good. It was perfect. We didn't get the full on what happened after the dinner, but we're gonna let it go with that. They come back in where Jackie, she FaceTimes Malaysia to check on her as a good friend should. And we find out that the reason that Malaysia wasn't there, she actually, like she said, she's dealing with some stuff with home, with her kids, family stuff. She ended up going back to Atlanta with her children. So after just kind of sitting down talking to her kids, she's just like, you know what? The kids, they said they don't want to be here. They're going to come to LA with me. And so they're going to make it work in a small apartment, and that's what it is. If that's what Malaysia has to do and it's in the best interest of her children, then so be it. Because she said, the dad he's not really able to be there like that. He's a coach. She's in LA trying to, take care of some business. But when she says business, I'm like, okay, what business? what business are you opening? Because you're not really speaking on it, or are you just saying while you're there in LA to film? Because that's what we would assume, right? All right. So, but anyway, so she's gonna be coming back to LA, but this time she's coming back with her children. So maybe that'll put her in a better headspace. You know, being that far away from your kids for extended amount of time, even if you try to keep traveling back and forth, is still a lot. So they go on to the next thing. They have Duffey talking again. So she ends up calling French, having a little small meeting. Duffey pretty much made it clear that she's not ready to stop, but of course, like I said, her fiance, he wants her to really think about it, like with the baby and everything, like you need to be at home. Like, what about her? But she said, I mean, I really would be gone on the weekends. But let's say he wants to go tour. What does that mean for you? Are you bringing the baby with you on tour? Like, it's a lot of things that she really has to think about. French was talking to her. He said, no, we ready to go. I'm about ready to get back on the road and get back to doing these shows. Now with French pretty much telling her, because she did let him know about there's a possibility that she may stop DJing. He basically tells her, like, okay, well, just letting you know, once you leave, there is no coming back. So it's gonna make her really have to sit down and really, really think about what the plan is. I think between her fiance and her, they can come up with a solution to where all parties will be happy. I mean, I don't think it would be. It's honestly, with just because she had a baby, it doesn't mean that she has to completely stop everything that she's doing. Like, she told her fiance, I still want to work. I still want to be able to contribute to the household. You know, we have a whole daughter to raise, and you know, I don't want to just be sitting at home not making my own money. So I definitely understand where she's coming from with that. Now they move on. They have Duffey. She goes over to Angel's house to check in on her, see how she's doing. It's the last time that they saw each other was at Brooke's birthday dinner, and Angel clearly was bothered by something, and she got up and she said she had to go. Clearly Angel and Rock, they're having issues. She's saying that it's pretty much the way that he talks to her. She's not used to that sort of thing. And I'm just like, okay, so these are the type of things that you needed to, maybe y'all moved too fast. But at this point, it's too late. You're already pregnant, fully pregnant. You're attached to this man. It was very sad to hear, but it's nothing new that new to the world. She basically was hoping that, you know, just with having a child, that she would be able to be with someone where it's going to be the mother and the father together raising their child. She wants the father in the child's life, fully in the child's life. And she's like second guessing that, like, is he really going to be that good man, good father, all, you know, the whole package. But she's basically saying that she thinks they need to have time apart. I hope for the best, but I will be honest. I mean, I don't feel like that relationship is going to go anywhere just based off of what we see. We can only go off of what's being shown. So we'll see what happens. So like I said, I'm assuming that's going to be her storyline, is the whole thing with her and Rock, her being pregnant, and just going through that journey with him. So they ended it right there. We're going to see what happens coming up. We did get a clip for next week's episode. It lands on a holiday, so I'll have to double check the date on that. So I don't know what they're going to do, but we going to see. We do see that it looks like Brandi and Malaysia going to come to a head, and it might be some hands in your face doing this. We don't know if some punches going to be thrown or if somebody might get slapped. I mean, I'm not promoting violence, but this is reality TV. So we will see what happens. Let me know what y'all think about this episode of Basketball Wives. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you will be notified every time that I upload a video. And I will be back. Bye, y'all.